let's get started. Okay, so today's topic is goal setting. Now, goal setting is really important because there's an old saying that you can, without goals, you're basically aiming for nothing. So you're shooting. There's a saying that without goals, a person is a bit like a ship without a sail. So you have no idea where you're going. So you have no idea whether you actually get there. Now, some people are anti-goal setting, and I think that if you know how to do it right, then they can be really, really powerful. And I have personal experience of this. So when I was working at the Homerton Hospital, which was a couple of years ago, every morning during my commute, I used to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes doing goal setting in the way that I'm going to describe to you. And my productivity, my all of the markers of success which I was marking at that time just shot up through the roof. And when I looked back at my goals at the end of the year, because I managed to keep this up for a year, I had achieved everything that I wanted to achieve. And at the start of the year, if I thought I was going to do that, it would have blown my mind. I would have thought it's pretty much impossible. So some things were, to give you examples, I wanted to be on BBC and Sky, and I ended up on, within the first 3 months of setting that goal, so not even at the end of the whole year, within the first 3 months I ended up on BBC and also ITV. So not Sky, but still it's amazing opportunity. So with Inder Bassi, who's like 7 times London champion, an awesome boxer, with a campaign we were doing to try and get the beard ban lifted in boxing, amateur boxing. So that was an achievement. Now, if at the start of the year I thought that would have actually happened, I would have thought, wow, that's incredible. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know in what context. I didn't know why ITV or BBC would have me on, but I knew that was something that I wanted to do, which was be on these mainstream TV channels, and I was able to achieve that. So I'm going to talk you through the exact method I used to be able to achieve that, and how you can do anything you want to, including be on BBC and Sky as well. So let me know if you have any comments or questions. Also, do give me a thumbs. Oh, thanks, Mandy. I see your thumbs up. So you guys, I'm hoping you can hear me. Just put in the comment box below whether you're at work or at home, so I can get an idea of how much to make this visual and how much to make this audio. And also in the comment box below, just let me know where you're tuning in from. And I do go through all the comments at the end of the live, and I will respond to every single person who's commented. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm going to start. So this is all about goals. Now, what you've probably heard is SMART, which is making goals specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time bound. Now, this is a complete different system, because I think that's a really boring system. I think it doesn't really engage you. It doesn't actually make you want to crush your goals, so you don't do as well as you could. So I think, just give me a sec. Okay, I think we're still going well in terms of, I think you can still see me. Let me know if there's any problems if you can't. And this system of recording on one really isn't working. It's not working out for me, but we will get there. Technical difficulties aside, we will get there. So this system is different. So the first part of this system is you number a piece of paper and a pen is the best way to do this. I've tried this on document like Google Docs, tried this on Google Keep, things like that. But technology doesn't work as well. There's something called neurokinesthetic stuff, which is to do with how the brain links with actual movement of a pen on a piece of paper. So there is something very powerful about actually writing this down as opposed to typing into your phone. I've tried it that way, it doesn't work. So and the people I've learnt this off say the same thing. It doesn't work if you do it on text. So you have to actually invest. I just went to Sainsbury's now, picked up a notepad. Cost £2. You can get them for £1 from Poundland, and then you've got something to keep your goals on. And then you want to be able to have that accessible, so when you need it, you can write down your goals. So that's the first thing: is number a piece of paper on the name on the page. Write down numbers 1 to 10, and then write down the date. Right. So the date for the day. The date is important so that you can. The date is important so that you can make sure that you're keeping up with doing this, because if you do it once every 3 months, it's not really going to be that powerful. If you do it on a daily basis, it's going to really become something powerful. So law of attraction, all that type of stuff is included within this system. It really, it kind of makes you laser focused at crushing your goals. And if you crush your goals each year, by the end of the 5 years, you're going to be in a completely different position. So that's Pam. Thanks for joining in. Cam, thanks for joining in. So that's the second part of the system. The third part of this. Now you might ask. Sorry, that's the first part. The second part. We'll get on to the 1 to 10. You might ask, well, why do I need to have 1 to 10 goals? Now, my cousin, who I went to his wedding, if you follow my Instagram stories, you'll see that I was in Canada a couple of months ago, and I was at this extravagant wedding, and that was my cousin's wedding in Ottawa. He's a doctor, a very successful doctor, and a champion bodybuilder in the Ontario area. He's crushed his goals. Super nice person as well. And he uses a method where he writes 3 goals up. I've seen it because I've stayed in his room. And he'll put them up on his wall, and he crushes his goals year on year, and he has them up so you can see them every day. So that's a slightly different system, but it just shows you all high performers that I know of set goals. So this is really important for your success at whatever you want to do, whether it's, and we'll talk about in the different facets of life. So that's the first thing. The reason 10 is important, so he has 3, I picked 10, and the way I've been taught is at least 10, is because, but not more than 15, because then you lose focus. 10 tends to work best. And within that 10, you kind of want to fragment it, so you might want to have like 3. I know that doesn't equate to 10, but you might have 3 to do with your profession, or let's just call it work. And then 3, I would say, you might have it to do with your mental and physical health. So that might be exercise and meditation. So things to do, because health is wealth, right? If you don't have your health, you don't have anything really. So you need to have some goals in relation to your health, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. And then, I would put something kind of spiritual there, religion, that kind of stuff. Or relational, spirit. Okay, so the idea behind that is you're a bit more balanced. Because what I've done in the past, a mistake that I made, was I went too much into this, and then I was really crushing my work goals. I was earning more than I've ever earned. I was saving more than I've ever saved. I was really doing well in that respect, but I was neglecting that aspect, and it was probably having an impact on my relationships as well. So let's just put R there for relationships. I know it's getting very messy. So you need to have balance, and in order for you to be happy, you could do really well at this but feel miserable because you haven't got the other aspects right. So it's really important to have balance. So do drop me a comment if none of this is making sense, or if you can relate to this, give me a thumbs up or a heart emoji. So this is the third part, is to create second part is to create balance. Right. So first part, number a page, number it 1 to 10, put the date there. And these are goals you're going to have for the year. So then you're going to write in present tense because you're trying to retrain your brain. Now this is a really powerful method for retraining your brain, and also from a neurocognitive perspective, we know that when you write things in present tense, when you visualize things, your brain doesn't really know the difference between what's reality and what you actually just practicing in terms of visualization. So writing them in the past tense really helps you bring that into the present moment. It draws on lots of different things like visualization, law of attraction, affirmations, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to say, like, let's say you want to earn an extra £1,000 a month, right? So then you'll bring it into present tense. So say, I have a side business. So you start with that, right? So you could say, I have a side business that earns £1,000 in addition to my regular job a month. And then you'd set by a date, like by the 31st of December 2019. You want to give yourself some time to achieve that. Now, it sounds like you might think, well, how the hell am I going to do that? It doesn't really it's not very descriptive, it doesn't give me any details. But you'd be surprised. So I like the example I gave you when I started my goal setting journey. I said, So first year, I was probably about 6 months in. I set goals. I said I wanted to hit 10,000 followers in Instagram. I was just shocked that I hit that. And then the next year, I thought, let me be more ambitious. I said I wanted to be on BBC and ITV by the end of the year. And within 3 months, I think 3 months, I was on BBC and ITV. And I had no idea when I set that goal how I was going to do that, or how it would come to fruition, or whether that was even possible, because I had no contacts within the media industry, and I had no reason for TV channels, mainstream TV channels, which 10 million people a year watch at least, then to contact me. So, but somehow it happened. So I would write, I have been on BBC and ITV by this date, and somehow the universe colludes, or God, or Buddha, whoever you believe in, colludes to make it happen. But you have to know what you want in the first place. So this is a really simple system, and I'm going to write it out just to show you. Without making this video too long, let's say instead of 10 you want to go for 5. And that's what I did this morning, because I'm very busy and time-wise I can only do 5. So let's just go for 3. I might write, I have travelled, I'm going to abbreviate, with fam 10 times this year. So you can see it's very objective. There's no way that I could not know whether I've done that or not. It's not something subjective like I am happier or I have a better marriage. It needs to be objective. So at the end of the day, you can think, wow, I can't believe I've been on 10 trips with my family. And so it gives you direction, but it also holds you accountable. So it needs to be not wishy-washy in order for you to do that. So you don't want to say something like, I want to be a better person, because you may be a better person at the end of the year, but you really need to objectify that. So maybe you want to give 20% of your income to charity every month, and that would be part of you being a better person. That would be something that you could objectively measure. So the second one for might be, I have worked out 100 times this year, which is once every 3 days. It's not very difficult to achieve. It's definitely doable. And 100 workouts, of course, I'd be in better shape and healthier and fitter. It's going to help me relieve stress and mentally be in the right position. So this is going to be, and I could actually just track day-to-day workout. Like I say, okay, I've done 15 so far, and I might have a day where I do 2. I might do T20 and 90, and then I've done 2 workouts a day. So then I change that to 17. And as I go through the year, I can see building, and that's what you want. You want to improve yourself, you want to improve self-esteem by actually seeing that you're crushing your goals. Some of which you can work towards every day, some of which will just come out of the blue when you actually put it out there that you want to do this. So these are just 2 examples. So if you have any questions on the topic that I'm really passionate about, because it has changed my life, and I would definitely recommend everyone should do this. And it doesn't need to be in a work capacity. It could be to do with your relationships. It could be to do, let's say you have lots of arguments with your wife or your husband. You might say, I am going to, sound strange, but you could say, I am going to make sure I go for at least 1 walk with my spouse a week for half an hour. And I'm actually going to say this to them, that I want to spend time with you. Walk are great ways to increase closer of a relationship, or time you have without fighting, obviously, better. So often fights build up, or supposedly, I'm not a marriage expert, but supposedly because people are not spending quality time together and issues are building and they're festering. So if you have that time on a weekly basis where actually this is day, hour, and we're going to go for a walk and we're going to just talk and that kind of stuff, then that's potentially going to reduce the amount of fights you have in your relationship, and that's something you could objectively measure. So say this year we're going to go for 50 walks together as a couple without the kids, right? So that's something you could objectively measure, and I'm confident if somebody did that, it would improve the marriage. So I need to do that. So that's one thing, right? And that could be relational. It could be all to do with your relationship. It could be about something about time to phone my mum. That's something I could objectify. And that's what this is all about. This is about actually creating the life that you want to have a proven system which thousands of people have used, and I can vouch for it. It's a very effective system, and there's lots of things that you can do out there, like visualizations, affirmations, vision boarding, all that kind of stuff, but this is the best thing that I have found, and I've tried all of the other things. Okay, so any questions? Niti says bye, thanks for that. Linkord, thanks for joining. M and D, thanks for joining. Jazz, thanks for joining. Raj, yeah, you want to be realistic. You want to kind of, it's a bit like, say, people say don't be too realistic because they won't push you, it will drive you. If you say I want to work out once this year, it's kind of a bit like you know you can do it. It's not really going to enthuse you, but you don't be too unrealistic. Say I want to work out 3 times a day every single day this year, because it's going to have a negative impact on your self-belief and your self-esteem. So you want to do something which is going to stretch you, but not stretch you so far that you're saying it's not failure. And that maybe is something that you need to play around with. But I think be surprised at what you can do, as long as you don't try and set something crazy. Like, let's say I had a work goal of putting out 100 live videos. Right? So that's quite difficult to know what's going to happen over the next 100 days. Life might get in the way, God forbid I might get ill, or my children might, something might happen to my children, they might want to make a parent, I might not be able to fulfill that. If I set 100 live videos over the next year, that's 1 in every 3 days. That's a lot more feasible, and it factors in a lot of things that can come in life. So that's what you're trying to shoot for with this. But yeah, good comment, Raj. Really makes sense. Pam, thanks for the thumbs up. Hope you're doing well. And that's it really. So let me know if you have any questions. If you found any value in this video, which I'm confident if you apply this system, then you will get benefits from this within first couple of weeks, first couple of months. I think it took me about a week or two to actually start seeing how this was changing my life. And I think one of the first goals I set was to be more well presented, right? Because I was always scruffy. And although you wouldn't tell that I achieved that goal, at that period of time, I could cross it off. That this is done. Okay, let me set another goal. So do give me a thumbs up or a emoji, heart emoji if you found any value in this video. And if you did find value in this video and you think there's somebody who could help with getting a bit more direction, getting a bit more motivation, getting a bit more kick up the backside, then do share this video with them and help them learn this system so that they can get more out of life as well. So thanks a lot for watching, love you guys, and I'll see you on the next live Q&A tomorrow, which will be from Scotland. Thanks.